Welcome. In this session, we will discuss about the motor control. The main objective of this session is to learn motor control in automation. We will cover following topics. Number 1, AC motor starter, ladder logic, AC motor overload protection, and rating of motor starters. So let us begin with the introduction of this session. So most of the machinery is powered by electric motor. The system engineer must be familiar with the technique for controlling the motors. Motor controls cover a broad range from simple on-off motor starter to soft starter and variable frequency AC motor drive system for the speed control of the motors. Next is AC motor starter. Motor starter performs generally two functions. Number 1, it allows the machine control circuitry to control a high current, high voltage in multi-phase motors. And second is it prevents the motor from automatically starting and when power is applied to the machine. So starter includes contactor with three heavy duty normally open main contacts to control the motor, one light duty normally closed overload contact which opens if a current overload condition occurs, and one light duty normally open auxiliary contact that is used in control circuitry. This is the simple three-phase motor starter with overload. This component is the main coil. These are the three terminals for three-phase line input. This is the main contact. This one is the thermal overload, and T1, T2, T3 are the motor terminal connections. This is the auxiliary contact. This is the overload contact. So the function of the coil of the contactor to actuate all of the main contacts and the auxiliary contact at the same time. The overload contact is independent of the contactor coil and only operates under the overload condition. So in operation when the rails are powered, pressing the start switch provides the power to the motor start coil M, and when starter actuates, auxiliary contact M closes which bypass the start switch. At the point, the start switch no longer needs to be pressed in order to keep the motor running. So the motor will continue to run until the power fail at this point, or emergency switch button is pressed, or the stop switch is pressed, and the last event is the overload contact OL will open. When any one of these four events occurs, the motor starter coil M de-energizes and the three-phase line to the motor is interrupted and the auxiliary contact M opens. Now let us see how to implement this logic in the PLC. So this is the motor control application which can be accomplished with the PLC. To control the three-phase supply to the motor, here we have the contactor, and the coil of the contactor is connected with the output of this PLC, and to control the input or to control the start and stop of the motor or to protect the motor from the overload, we are providing the input to the PLC, right. Further the logic is implemented in the PLC with the ladder logic diagram, and it is going to be execute the function as discussed in the previous slide. The start, that is a normally open switch, is interface at input I 0.0. The stop button, which is a normally closed, is interfaced at I 0.1, and overload protection, that is a normally closed, is interface at I 0.2, right. So for these combinations, here we have the ladder logic. I 0.0 is a normally open, I 0.1 is normally closed, I 0.2 is a normally closed, and this is the output, and here this output is latched. at Q 0.0. So when we press the start button, this get energized. When this get energized, immediately this rung becomes active and PLC makes this output as high. When this output becomes high, contactor coil will close and motor starts. And immediately the status of this output is latched in here, this input, that is a Q 0.0. When this is get latched, it means this start button is bypassed. It means when we release the start button, still this branch is get energized through this path Q 0.0, I 0.1, I 0.2 and Q 0.0, means motor will remains in the start position. And to stop the motor, either we have to press the stop button. Second condition is motor will stop if there is a overload condition is take place. So when we press the stop button, immediately this rung get de-energized and this output becomes 0. When this becomes 0, this latch is also clear, means there is a no supply, and this output becomes 0. This contactor coil will get open and motor will stop. Second case is the overload. In case of a overload, this is a normally closed. When there is a overload condition, this becomes open. So when this becomes open, again this rung get de-energized, and due to this the output becomes 0 and motor again stops. So it is concluded here, to start the motor and to stop the motor we are using here switches, right? So let us understand how this overload protection will work. So overload protection required to prevent the damage to the motor and feed the circuit in the event a fault condition occurs, which includes a blocked rotor, rotor stall and internal electrical faults. So therefore the motor overload protection must ignore short-term excessive current that occurs during the motor starting, and second, simultaneously interrupt all the three phases when an overload condition occurs. So the most popular type of the overload is the thermal overload. So although some thermal overload use a bimetallic temperature switch, and the more popular type of the thermal overload is the eutectic metallic alloy overload. The eutectic alloy is a combination of metals that has a very low melting temperature and changes quickly from the solid to a liquid state, much like a shoulder, and instead of going through a mushy condition during the state change. So this is the arrangement of the overload protection. Here we have the coil of the phase current. Here we have the ratchet prevented from rotating by the solid eutectic alloy. Right. With this, we have this CAM which is interfaced with this. Right. So when there is a overload, so due to the overload, this eutectic alloy will melt and this ratchet will start smooth. So when this starts moving or rotating, right, this will rotate this foul also, and this foul is attached with this normally closed overload contact, right, and when this rotate, this will press this switch and create the condition that is the normally close to the open condition, right, and this will become a tripping signal to our PLC circuit. Next is the specifications of a motor starter. So the motor starter must be selected according the number of phases to be controlled as per the motor size, as per the coil voltage, as per the NEMA ratings, as per the IEC ratings, as per continuous current, further is the thermal current, then number of poles, the overload protection like bimetallic or solid state. So thanks.